Hey guys, Dobby back at you. Got another story for you about a haunted hospital. The Old Country Hospital on the edge of town closed in 1987 after a fire gutted the East Wing. Officially, it was arson by a grieving family member. Unofficially, staff whispered it was the building itself that started the blaze, trying to burn out what had been festering inside for decades. It boarded it up. The boards never stayed. Kids pried them loose. Urban explorers posted grainy photos online. Security patrols gave up after a while. No one wanted the overtime. It was a paramedic back then pulling night shifts at the new regional center across the highway. One winter night in 1999, we got a call. Elderly woman found wandering the old hospital grounds, hypothermic, babbling about the doctor who won't let her leave. Dispatch said she'd been missing from her nursing home for 3 days. We figured she'd gotten confused, climbed the fence, ended up inside somehow. We found her in the main lobby, sitting upright in a rusted wheelchair, coat gone, skin blue-white. She was clutching an old patient chart like it was the Bible. No pulse, cold for hours. But her eyes were open, fixed on the ceiling, and her lips kept moving silent like she was still answering questions. We loaded her up. As we wheeled her out, the automatic doors, long since dead, slid open with a soft pneumatic sigh just once, then slammed shut behind us. That should have been the end of it. 2 weeks later, I drew the short straw for a standby call at a demolition prep site. The county finally sold the land. Bulldozers were coming. My job was to wait in the parking lot in case any squatters got hurt during the final walkthrough. Midnight, snow falling thick. I sat in the ambulance with the heater on low, radio crackling static. Around 2:11 a.m., the lights in the old emergency entrance flickered on. Not all of them, just the red exit sign above the doors. Then a string of hallway fluorescents deeper inside, one by one, like someone walking the corridor or flipping switches. I radioed it in, probably vandals, but my voice cracked. No backup for an hour. I grabbed a flashlight and the trauma bag habit and went to check. No backup for an hour. I grabbed the flashlight and trauma bag habit, went to check. The lobby smelled like wet plaster and old blood. The wheelchair was still there, exactly where we'd found her, chart gone. I heard it then, a soft rhythmic beeping, like an old cardiac monitor powering up. It came from the east wing, the burn part. I should have gone, but the beeping got faster, urgent. The corridor stretched longer than I remembered. Doors on both sides, some open, some welded shut by heat, peeling signs. ICU, radiology, morgue. The beeping led me to an old operating theater, double doors half off their hinges. Inside, the surgical lights, impossible, glow dull orange, a single table in the center, draped in a stained sheet. Under the sheet, something moved, slow breaths, rising, falling. I stepped closer. The sheet slipped. It was her, the old woman, same blue-white skin, same wide eyes, but now she was breathing, chest rising under the thin ribs. IV lines snaked from her arms into rusty bags hanging from nothing. The monitor beside her showed perfect sinus rhythm. Mine? No, hers. But she was dead. I pronounced her myself. She turned her head slowly, looked right at me. "You left too soon," she whispered, voice like dry paper. He still finishing rounds. Behind her in the shadows, shapes stood. White coats, masks pulled down, faces I almost recognized. Doctors who'd worked here in the 50s and 60s. The ones newspapers said retired early after too many malpractice suits. Too many patients who didn't wake up from routine procedures. One of them stepped forward, tall, thin, scalpel in hand, still gleaming after all these years. Patient's vitals are dropping, he said calmly. We need to operate. I backed up, hit the door frame. The beeping turned into a flatline shriek. They all turned toward me at once. I ran. The hallway stretched forever. Doors slammed behind me. Lights popped and died. I burst out the emergency entrance. Snow swirling. Ambulance still running. I didn't look back. The next morning, the demo crew found the wheelchair gone. No sign of forced entry. No footprints in the fresh snow except mine. They tore the place down anyway. But sometimes on slow nights, when the new hospital is quiet and the monitors beep steady, I catch myself listening for that old rhythm. The soft click of a scalpel being set on a tray. For a voice that says politely, "Doctor, your next patient is ready." And I know, somewhere under the new concrete and fresh paint, the east wing never really burned out. It just waited for the next shift to start. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, and if it floats your boat. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.